Comes from Nat. I would like to know more about hormones and how they impact mental health, and specifically suicidal thoughts. I experienced this myself last year, and it was terrifying. We know about postpartum depression, so obviously there's a connection, but perimenopause is rarely in the discussion.
And PCOS, which is something that I
Yes.
found out recently that I did not make the connection with my anxiety. So
Yes.
I want to know
Yes.
about it too.
So I don't have specific. This is not an area that I study.
No
I have
problem.
to.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that from a personal perspective, as well as from what I've seen, there are definite connections with hormones and mental health and mental illness. Obviously, we know that when even when you're looking at something like PMS,
Yeah.
there's actual exactly. There are now
Yeah.
diagnoses around menstrual disorder.
Right.
So they're now making more of a connection between hormones and mental illness and issues around this in terms of how levels of depression. We know that postpartum can lead into depression as well, like, so it can last longer. So there are definite connections. In terms of rates, I don't know the statistics. It's not an area that I study, and there are people who study this.
No, so there's information out there. That's
there
the
is
important
definitely
part to know.
information out there.
And Mel, you were saying that
Yeah.
is this you're experiencing this right now because Mel, just for people who can't see, Mel is very pregnant.
Yes.
And
Congratulations.
yes,
I didn't know.
That's the glow. That's the glow because she glows. That's the glow that you see. But you're saying, and this is fantastic because you're being open and public about it. Is this something that you're experiencing right now? Is this a
Yeah, I mean, PCOS has definitely affected my mood, my anxiety, the thoughts of maybe one day in life I could never have kids. What if that is just the reality of it? What are my options then? And also being pregnant, you can't be on certain medications that would normally, make you a lovelier, nicer, more person. And it's a lot to deal with. So also learning about even prepartum depression and that can affect you. And hormones are that's a whole other podcast episode, I feel.
It is.
Not for me. That's going to be you guys taking care of that.
It's okay. It's for Mel and I.
It's for you guys. Exactly.
It can definitely affect you because there's just so much you can't do, when pregnant, but there are also other resources, like talking and having your psychologist there and doing therapy and maybe joining like peer groups of other mothers.
Absolutely.
Probably struggle with the exact same thing as you do. So there are ways that you could deal with it. It's just you have to find those resources. And sadly enough, what I'm seeing on, maybe some of those mommy blogs and just hearing from other women is that they don't know where to go or where to access resources. Women don't necessarily openly talk about it. And so they might be suffering in silence or just alone.